Ontologies are the right instrument to formalize given systems, but they are suffering from low reusability. What are, according to you and your experience, the most promising approaches to fill this gap? We give some kind of choices, but obviously you can also give us your point of view apart from this. The choices that we listed are collaborative matching, automatic tools, common repository of concepts, shared ontologies like SUMO, or please give us your point of view.
Okay. Just to understand a little bit, we mean, of course, ontologies is clear. The common repository of concepts, you mean something like a published library of available concepts people can reuse?
Yeah, exactly. Because many times these are developed for their own aim without being like without having inside interoperability with other ontologies developed in other places.
Yes. And what I do not know is what you mean with shared ontology. What is SUMO actually?
I think SUMO is a common ontology. Bruno is more aware about it. But you can not take in consideration about these, let's say, choices and give us your point.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay, I just found it on the internet.
Good.
This is suggested upper merged ontology. Okay, so this seems to be something like a very, very high level ontology. Okay. Okay, I see that. Okay. Okay. Of things like well, okay. I guess mid-level, which you see more of the mainstream stuff. Yeah. Okay, I see. Well, what I would say, in my point of view, it's well, I don't. Normally, would good to have a common repository, so people would not start from scratch, not start from zero again, but use things that are available, reuse and share existing published ontologies. Of course, if you do something like this, it's of course important to manage this common repositories. I think it's not enough that you have a website to upload and people download, because people will have slight variances and want to make things, change a little bit. So you really need a kind of management process on how to manage those common repositories in order to make them really useful.
Yeah, some common rules on how to manage those repositories well known to every user. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and this is essentially, then you need some organization behind. I mean, some will takes on queries, answers, proposals, makes decisions, provide versions, reports. Yeah, there will be version 2 later, more than in version 1. So, but I still think that it's important for getting broader adaptation in industry to have these kind of common repositories.
Good. Great.
And then I think the second one, I think that's the first choice. Well, then for the second one, I think we also need some kind of matching mechanisms, because we will never have 100%, following a single standard or a single rule. There will be, I think that's what I understand you mean with matching. Yeah, some technology to say this element of the ontology matches one and another ontology. So I would say in this sequence, the first sequence would provide a common repository. The second one would be provide some mechanism for matching different ontologies.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. According to BIM platform wants to cover large needs, from design to retrofitting to manage efficiency issues to accessibility. There is more than ever the need for a common language to exchange around the BIM. Do you think that IFC are still the right language to convey all information? To be combined and be compared with XML-based language like RDF or IFC, FDF?
Okay. Well, I mean, but first of all, I regard IFC as being really a shared data schema, or you might want to say ontology, and there can be different languages used to exchange IFC information. Yeah. So I would say I personally regard IFC not so much as a language, but as a repository of definitions. You might say ontology now.
Yeah.
And then there are different technologies which you can use to actually convey or to share those information. And the current technology is of course the ISO step technology, coming from the step development.
Yeah.
And this one, I still think it will be used for a longer time, but I think it will be used mainly for exchanging, sharing and archiving big sets of BIM data, like a whole building, a whole facility.
Okay.
Or so, yeah.
From a macro view, from macro point.
Yes, and also, let's say, even storing massive data, like, having a BIM model of a whole building can easily be, 200 megabytes. So it's a kind of massive, large data set of buildings and highly integrated data sets of buildings. I think for this kind of use, I think that the ISO step technology will be used in the future. But, and that I think is the second answer to your question, for more specific use, like only dealing with specific aspects, energy efficiency, connection to the geographic world or to your external networks and so on.
Okay,
I think we will.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we will use XML-based technology. And what one, from my point of view, very promising technology right now is this so-called simple IFC XML, which is small and simple XML-based messages, but they are still based on the IFC ontology.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then last question is like there are several types of models, like building description, energy behavioral description, so on. How these models could be used or reused or remixed in knowledge management domains?
Yeah, well, I mean, first it's true, yeah. We have very different types of models.
Too many.
Maybe too many, and also too many, disconnected ones.
Yeah.
And I think I think there is a need of having different models because, by the very definition of a model, it's always an abstraction of the domain for a specific purpose. Yeah. If you come from old model-based theory, that's the definition of a model. So, and yet we need different abstractions for different purposes. Yeah, you have a different abstraction of a building for energy than, let's say, for cost estimation or whatever. So I would say yes, we need different types of models at the abstractions, but it would be very beneficial if we can define these models that one can be derived from the other, and they are not disconnected.
Okay, so there should be a common language behind all these different models, that they can share information.
Yes, they can share information, and that it's possible to define algorithms to generate these more specific models from a more general one. So they're not remain disconnected. So there should be some algorithms to generate one model out of the other.
Okay. One algorithm that links the various models one to the other.
So for example, let's say your main model changes because there's a retrofitting, for example. Yes. You tear down some walls. And if all other models disconnected, you have to change all of them manually. But if we have an algorithm to derive them, I could regenerate the energy model, the spatial model, and so on.
Okay, great.
That's why I think it's, yeah, we will have two different models, but it's important that we have some intelligence to generate those from a kind of super model or model or whatever.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Thomas, thanks a lot. I got your point. I put down some keywords, and I really appreciate that you have your point of view, and above all that you give us some of your precious time in order to answer to these questions, because we will use your suggestions in our project in the development of our strategic research agenda, where we make some suggestions to the European Commission in order to drive the future research to optimize, let's say, these models feeding each other.